Are you aware that the objective of hockey is to put the puck into your opponent's net? I'm not sure the Avs were aware of that in this one. Avs lose 3-2 to the St. Louis Blues.
Arturi Lehkonen! Colorado has won the Stanley Cup!
The story of this hockey game is not the scoreboard. I mean, it is, the Avs lost, but the real story here is the goals the Avs did not score. Take a look at this picture. The Avs did not score a goal on that play. How about this picture? Nope, they didn't score on that one either. How about this one? Nope. How about this one? Nope. Surely. This one? Nope. And those are just the opportunities that were literally wide open nets. Hell, on 3 of those 5, the Avs didn't even get a shot on goal. You just cannot afford to pass up or fail to convert on that many grade A opportunities. It's just too hard to win games when you don't establish yourself with those chances. And that's a shame, too, because tee to green, the Avs played great in this hockey game. They just forgot how to putt. If you hide the score and look at the underlying numbers of this game, you'll say the Avs are probably the better team in every single facet. The problem is, they weren't the better team when it came to finishing, and that's the most important facet of the game. So despite being the better team in most ways in this hockey game, the Avs still absolutely deserved to lose. And even with all of that, they still managed to be the team that scores first. Yes, it took until halfway through the game, but they do score first. St. Louis is going to fan on a shot here, and a cute little play from Makar comes through as he's able to pick up the puck, but he fumbles it just a little bit and recovers with a sick skate kick to get it back up to his own stick. Now, this still really shouldn't be a dangerous play. Makar has to peel off and ends up feeding McKinnon in a 2-on-2 situation. Yeah, McKinnon and Rantanen, probably the 2 guys you want on a 2-on-2 situation. Maybe Draisaitl and McDavid as the only better 2 you could ask for. But McKinnon just drops this to Rantanen, and Rantanen's pretty far out here. He doesn't even make it to the top of the circles, but he just puts a perfect shot on this hockey puck. Cool. Mikko Rantanen still insanely good. Yep, we've established that one. But it did feel like in that moment that the Avs might get away with it. Some of their missed opportunities might not cost them, and they're still going to be able to do it in this game. Unfortunately, the Blues pushed back immediately after that goal, and that was the peak of the game for the Avs. It was pretty much all downhill from there. The Avs lead lasts barely 2 minutes before the Blues tie it up. Avs lose possession of the puck deep in the St. Louis zone, and you get an insane pinch here. This blur is an Avalanche defenseman completely taking himself out of the play, and it didn't look that bad, right? The Avs had players back, but they just weren't on their horse. EJ gets put in an awkward situation where he commits to the puck carrier in the neutral zone, which opens up the entire middle of the ice. If the Avs are back quickly, that's not a problem. The problem is the Avs aren't back quickly. McKinnon just gets blasted by Robert Thomas, cannot keep up. Pretty surprising when it's Nathan McKinnon doing the racing there, but he was just behind him from the start. Thomas had a bigger speed going into this race, gets ahead of him, pulls away, and then a great shot beats Georgiev initially. Doesn't actually go in though. It hits off of the crossbar, drops down, then off of Georgiev and in. Just unfortunate. Do you want to see the Avs tighten up their defense there? Yes, absolutely. But what problem is easier to solve? Preventing a team from getting quality opportunities for a full 60 minutes, or simply putting a puck into an empty net? Mistakes happen. Nobody's perfect on both ends. I get that. The Avs gave up some goals, a reasonable amount, if you ask me. They just failed to score enough with the opportunities they've had. Even if you say, hey, maybe they missed 1 or 2 of those empty net opportunities, if they score 50% of them, they win this hockey game. And NHL players within 10 feet of a wide open net score that a lot more than 50% of the time. Or at least they should. Things unraveled from there in the second period, and when the Avs don't capitalize on chances, it's just the way of hockey. You know the other team is going to get a bounce. This should be a nothing play. The Avs play decent defense. Saad doesn't have any angle here, and there's nothing to really shoot at. Georgiev is doing a good job of staying strong on his post, but as Saad turns and throws this towards the net, it redirects off of Makar's stick towards the net and finds a perfect hole where the end of Georgiev's pad is and just above his skate, and it just trickles up into that area and flops into the net. Weird stuff happens. Again, I don't have a problem here with the Avs giving up a handful of goals. You'd like to be a little bit better defensively, but the problem here is not that. It's the Avs finishing. It continues going down the tubes as the Avs take a penalty at the very end of the second period and then, of course, pay the price in the third. Very start of the period and this power play for St. Louis, and the Avs just get caught off guard off of a quick run-it-up-the-ice play right down the middle. Why don't the Avs have anyone defending the middle of the blue line? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. So you're in this awkward situation where O'Connor was coming down the wing, but he's the forward, so he cuts in to play the puck carrier. But Taves doesn't recognize this or doesn't communicate. There's some sort of wires crossed here. So Taves is also facing the puck carrier down as he enters the zone. Neither of them pay any attention to Jordan Kyrou coming down the wing, and that's bad because the puck is going over there. They're both completely beat, and Kyrou is now essentially on a breakaway where he does beat Georgiev. I don't know. It seems like you should probably defend the guy with the puck. That one seems a bit more egregious than the other defensive errors for the Avs in this game, and it ends up being the one that leads to the game-winning goal, so you don't love that. Definitely not the Avs' best, that's for sure. But the Avs do at least have a special teams answer here, as a few minutes later, they are able to add a power play tally of their own. Halfway through this power play, the Blues have been doing a good job of preventing the drop pass, so the Avs decide to just go forward through the neutral zone, and it works well. They get the zone pretty cleanly, it's an easy entry, and even creates space for Lehkonen because of the charge down the middle by Makar. Makar also ends up being at least a little bit of a distraction for Binnington going right towards the crease, as Lecky just unloads another perfect shot. Nice to see Lecky rifle one in. You would really like to see him scoring at a little bit of a better clip here for Colorado, even if it is on the power play. Yes, you wanted it 5-on-5, but right now just get that dude a little bit of confidence at putting pucks in nets. Honestly, based on this game, the whole team needs a little bit more confidence at putting pucks in nets. And the sad part is most of those empty net chances I showed you at the start of the video played out in the third period. The Avs had every opportunity in the world to tie this game back up, and they just failed to do it, including the end of the game. And this is the part that really, really stings. The Avs draw a power play with 2 minutes left and then get a gift of a deflected puck out of the defensive zone by St. Louis that gives them a full 5-on-3 for about 1:45. Even then, they fail to score on that power play, and there are 2 of the 5 pictures I showed you coming from that. So they just didn't convert what they created. The power play wasn't even bad. There were good chances all over it. They just didn't finish. And again, you can live without a perfect hockey game. Maybe you miss 1 or 2 of the opportunities the Avs had in this game, but they have to finish some of them, and they didn't. And that's just not good enough. There is no magic potion here. Next game, I'm sure they'll do a better job of finishing the opportunities that they have. That's just the way hockey goes sometimes. But you should be frustrated with the lack of ability to finish there. The Avs are a better team than that. They know it. I know it. I'm sure you know it. They just have to execute. Instead of burying the Blues and taking hold of the division lead for themselves, the Avs now give the Blues an opportunity to try and get back into their season and continue to sit in the middle of the division. That really isn't a big concern for me, but 4-point games are kind of a big deal. You would like to see the Avs certainly do a little bit better on those going forward. A lot of players not going to be getting a lot of sleep from this one because they're going to be dreaming about an open net that they can't hit. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Head on over to the DNVR for all of our coverage. I am Rudo, and hit an open net, please. I beg you.